Aloha!
Hey everybody, Aloha Monkey here on Season 1, Episode 5 of the Jersey Shorecast podcast. And tonight we're listening to Mike Baine. He's here with us. And he's got a new album out called The Cloud.
How's
we're
it going,
hear
Mike?
a couple of songs from that and talking
great.
Gotta get up on that microphone, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for having me here, Aloha Monkey.
Yeah.
No problem.
And first we're going to hear from our sponsor.
The Aloha Monkey Shorecast podcast is brought to you by No Knot Necklace Carrier. Are you tired of ruining your necklaces with knots and kinks? No Knot keeps jewelry tangle-free and organized in an attractive, easy-to-pack carrier. It's perfect for travel and home and available for under $20. Check out NoKnotNecklace.com for links to Amazon, Walmart, and other online retailers. No Knot Necklace Carrier. Don't get twisted.
No Knot Necklace.
No Knot Necklace Carrier.
Yes.
Thanks for being our sponsor, guy. No Knot Necklace Carrier. Okay, so we're here with Mike Baine, and the first song we're going to hear off his new album is
The Wrong Side of Town, right?
Wrong Side of Town.
You know, I had asked Scott to pick one or two that he wanted to listen to.
Yeah.
And so that's what he came up with. So
Yeah.
I like them all.
Okay.
Tell
Well,
us
we'll give that
about the song a little bit before we.
About that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wrote that song 2 years ago. The impetus behind that song really is empathy. I've always been very empathetic, even growing up, and when we're all young and in school, I always had empathy for that little kid who got picked on, was bullied by people, and I just always found a way to intervene in that situation.
Right.
And so one night I was just having a glass of wine, and I said, I want to put myself in a position of maybe way back in the day of what maybe things were like, that type of thing. And so empathy came out immediately, and I said, so I wrote it like in that third person. It's not really me; it's being empathetic.
Yeah.
So so that's kind of what drove that, and then the words kind of came relatively quick on that.
That's cool.
Once I had, and it's rare that I actually have the title and then drive to it with a pen. I usually write it and then say, what am I going to call it?
Right.
So, but that particular one, that's
Worked a little backwards, but it worked.
that's how that one works.
Very
so,
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, this
So-
is The Wrong Side of Town.
I used to think about the past behind me. I used to think about the world out ahead.
All right.
Really good song.
That's a great song.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Mike grew up around the block from me, and we were bus stop mates for a lot of our lives there. But I guess you guys have some kind of a relationship, Scott?
Yeah,
and,
actually,
Mike?
Mike used to hang out with my brother a lot, who's a couple years older than me. And fortunately, our parents used to love going on vacation, and they would leave us home alone.
They were. You guys were always home alone.
It was just like the movie. It was awesome. Except my brother wasn't like Buzz. He was a little cooler than Buzz.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So Mike was friends with my brother, and he'd come over, and they'd be having a little party or something. And eventually, Mike would show up, saying, "Oh, I hear someone playing the guitar," and you tell the rest there, Mike.
Well, and Scott had no interest in it at all. I mean, your brother Mark had no interest in music at all.
None.
But that was right around the time I think
he liked listening to it.
I was around 16, around between 15 and 16 at the time. Oh, he loved the music.
Yeah. He just had no interest in playing it.
Just not at all, right? Exactly. And but he would be in that Nova, and that thing would be cranking with the 8-track tape player before cassettes.
Yeah.
By the way, Nova, for all you people out there, is quite an old car, make and model. Who was that? Chevy? Was it Chevy Nova?
It was Chevy Nova. Yeah. His was mint condition. He really took care of it. He was right, Scott. He was meticulous.
Yeah.
But that's how we met. So I had asked Mark if it would be okay if I, just knocked on the door one day and just see if, what kind of music he was playing. And he was, of course, he was playing the Beatles. He had all these Beatle books. I remember he always had the Beatle books.
Yep.
And I was just learning. I didn't know a D from a G to anything. It was just, hacking away at my Neil Young chords, but figuring it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did. We actually played a couple times together back in the day.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. Had a little more hair. And,
yeah, you did.
You couldn't have less. Awkward pause. But anyway, so
awkward moment there.
So you mentioned Neil Young. I know he's a big influence of yours. So how did you get into Neil Young? Where did that all start?
Well, my early influences were my dad really drove that too. Like we had the big band era, always on John Denver, all the old stuff. He was a big old drummer, 40, 50 drummer guy, Benny Goodman, all those guys, and the Beach Boys and. But Bachman Turner Overdrive was the first band that I used to run around the house and play air guitar. We had a little tennis court in the backyard.
So I would take my... You know what? I forgot about that.
And I would take the tennis racket and run around. This is way before that movie. What's the movie with Tom... What's his name?
Tom Cruise.
With the underwear
business.
and running around.
Yeah, Risky Business.
Yeah.
I would do that.
You were Tom Cruise before there was a Tom Cruise?
I would run around the house with my tennis racket playing Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Sweet.
I used to love it. Way before the Neil Young kicked in. But once we got into the Circle Woods thing, you remember the Circle Woods where we used to hang out back in the day? And that's when the Neil came out. There was a couple older guys in the neighborhood that would show up and they got me really listening to it, and then I was just like hooked.
The funny part is you're the only person I remember their real name. The rest of them all had a nickname, and that's all I can remember.
They all had nicknames. Yes.
Coffee and Weed. And,
yes.
Coffee and Weed.
Would you like to explain that one?
No, it wasn't me. It was
there's a couple of them have passed since then too. Unfortunately,
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, man.
That's the unfortunate side effect of getting a little older.
But getting back to so then Neil became an influence of moving forward. So
very cool. So, and
that's
how
awesome.
How long have you actually been gigging? I mean, you started. You had a tribute band, right, with Neil Young, playing all Neil Young, and then you traveled around.
Not really. Like back in the day, it was just like everybody else would maybe show up and do a backyard barbecue or a party, that type of thing. And there's some old girlfriends of mine. Actually, I dug up the pictures of me playing when I was 15, 16, 17 years old with some of the guys from Point Pleasant and Jimmy Paul Hemus and some of the guys, Jerry Duffield, and having a really good time. And actually, it wasn't until I met you and you were doing some bass and stuff, and we had the Woodsman thing going on, which was the very first time I even played in a bar.
Really?
Just never did.
Huh?
No. So
didn't know that.
So total late bloomer.
So what year was that?
But I was always writing.
I started playing with him by 2006, 2007.
Yeah, 2006, 2007.
Really,
yeah, just my music career was on hold for many, many years. Trying to build a business, had a family, coaching soccer at a very high level, like doing all kinds of stuff. So the music thing kind of got tucked away. Couldn't do it all. So
no,
always loved
and
it
takes a lot of time.
A lot of time.
lot of effort.
A lot of effort. Mike builds custom homes, by the way.
You know,
What's the true name of your company? Was it
It's Baine Contracting.
Baine
Inc.
Contracting?
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah,
homes.
35 years we've been doing it.
oh, that's awesome.
So,
No joke.
but I have been writing though for pretty much my whole life, and it's funny. My dad tells me, he says, "I remember you. You know, you'd be like hanging out. We'd be fishing because my dad got me into fishing very early, fly fishing and stuff. And you'd be looking at a tree or a bird, and you'd come up with something like a melody. It was just always something that was just going on in my mind, music wise. So couldn't get it. You know, if I had to do everything all over again, I probably would really go for it now. If I hadn't, you know, that'd be the only thing that I probably would do early on because you know.
Yeah,
no regrets, but it's just the way it is.
You have to pick your poison because
You do.
I used to play back then out in bars like in the early 80s and mid 80s and stuff. Right. And, you know, and then I met my wife to be and we got married and started the family pretty young. And after a couple of years having 2 kids, I was just like, I don't have time for this.
Right.
And believe it or not, I just put my stuff away in the closet other than my acoustic guitar.
100%.
For 18 years.
Right.
It sat there.
Same thing.
And then one day, the kids are now grown. They don't want you around as much. And now I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to start my music up again.
Right.
That's exactly what happened with me.
I would, you know, I have no regrets over it, though.
Me neither.
You know, I built my business, you know, have my family, my wife, you know, and it's just, that's the way it works out.
It was a natural progression of things.
Yep.
100%.
Yep. So it's pretty funny. They have a very similar story.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm just super happy to be, I met a singer-songwriter a couple years ago, which is the impetus to get rolling and writing again.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And she said to me, well, I saw her sing a couple times and she was really good. She said, you ought to start writing again. And I said, oh. And honestly, that first night I came home was where I wrote Going Down the Road. That was the night I wrote Going Down the Road.
Okay.
And I credit that to Robin, too. Robin Tricker. She's a singer-songwriter.
That's
so
awesome.
the album is called The Cloud.
It is.
And what's the impetus behind that?
So The Cloud is interesting. It's a paradigm shift in business.
Okay.
And I wanted to write something with a little bit of a Western theme on what's going on in today's economy and business, and the fact that, you know, like mom and pop stores are kind of going away. Everybody's going shopping by the way of Prime, Amazon Prime, and that type of thing. So, you know, but I just threw a little Doc Holliday and Billy the Kid in there just as a little sidekick. You know, I hear a high, lonesome, sad song. It's coming to your town too, right? So, and so that's kind of sort of how The Cloud kind of you know, it's somewhere in the cloud. You know?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your latest project that you were just working on. I know you had a good friend of ours, Gino, on keyboards there.
Well, you know, it's fun. Well, he called me when we finished this when I put it out there, and he said, "Oh, I would have loved to play it on it," you know. And I said to him early on, I said, "Hey, if you want to come in and do keys while we're doing this, come on in." But I guess he was just too busy, or you know, we all get busy doing what we do and stuff. So, but I said to him, "Listen, if I ever monkey around and do some things like that, I'll no pun intended, I'll I'll give you a shout." So like last minute, you know, like maybe 3 or 4 days before this, I said, "Hey," I said, "You know, Gene, you want to come in?" And I got this little, you know, this little snow song I put together, you know, that I was asked to do from the Cafe Artiste. They sent me an email and asked me if I would do a holiday song and write them a song. So because they have a bunch of singer-songwriters who are doing it.
Yep.
I said I never wrote a holiday song. So
is that the one in
Ocean Grove?
Ocean Grove.
Yeah.
They have the old high school.
The old building across
on the
road.
3rd floor up there. It's
They have
wonderful.
a lot of local artists there.
Wonderful.
Genevieve is.
she'll be on the show too.
Yeah. She sings there
Saw
as
Paul
well.
Marzano there.
Yeah.
Saw a number of
Paul
people
was.
there.
We did a podcast with Paul. He's a local artist.
I probably met him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So many people, amazing people that come through there. It's incredible.
And it's just a good vibe there, too.
Yeah.
It's a
nice.
great vibe.
Well, you know, this is holiday season and Christmas time, and couldn't be a more perfect time for the song Snow.
Perfect, yeah.
Right.
So it's called this thing called Snow. And it's funny. I asked my wife. I said, I don't really know that I want to do is it Christmas? Is it a holiday song? Is it a seasonal song? What do you think I should do? She says, I just keep it seasonal. I said, all right, well, I'll keep it seasonal. Yeah. So what's one of my favorite things in the wintertime? I said, I like snow. I'm like, all right. So I kind of wrapped it around. Again, that had the snow, but not this thing called Snow. And then I just kind of built it from there, you know.
Well, I
So
think
that's where we diverge paths because I hate snow.
Well, you hate snow. He loves snow. I think this is a great time for this thing called Snow. How about we listen to the song?
This is This Thing Called Snow by Mike Baine.
feeling a winner in our little hometown. Little hustle and bustle everywhere you turn. Which folks now would slow it all down. Easy to get caught up in the moment. Sometimes all we have is a little window. But there's only one thing that's on my mind this time of year, above any other. It's a thing called snow. On a cold December night, holding each other tight, we can hear the carol. Little burl-eyed Nat King Cole, little drummer boy, little Hark the Harrow. Neighbors with their wreaths and the Christmas lights, and the holly and the fresh cut bowl. But there's only one thing that's on my mind this time of year, above any other. Oh, it's a thing called snow. It was automatic, used to dream about it, oh, the thing called snow. Couldn't wait to put my boots on, couldn't match a pair of gloves, man, it was so cold. I sure remember those cold Decembers, and the thing called snow. There's only one thing that's on my mind this time of year, above any other. Is a thing called snow. A thing called snow. I love the snow.
Coming back.
I like.
All right.
Good stuff. That's good
Snow.
stuff. I don't
That's a
hate
good
snow.
song.
I
Gene
take
Marshall
that
on
back.
keyboard.
I mean, I
think-
would like to be in the Keys, believe me,
Yeah.
like right after the holiday.
Could it like snow, but then still be 75 degrees later in the day?
It could.
Well, no, I think then you'll change the name to that thing called snow, because you don't get that in the Keys for sure. Well, this is great. So what have you got going on now? I read somewhere that you were part of the guild. Are you still a member of the
AMG?
AMG,
Yeah, the AMG. So the AMG, they're always doing some things, and there's a little bit of a showcase coming up at the the Arts Center in Island Heights, which is a fun thing. It's a circle kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And some of the older members, I've been a member of that probably 12 years. They do a lot. I'm not as active as I was, but I'm always getting the emails and hey, show up and do this and play here, and that one I like to partake in. It's nice, very intimate setting at that old club there.
Okay.
A
So
lot
you're
of
going to
history.
be playing?
I'll be playing. I think it's in January sometime.
So are you doing the solo thing now, or you have the backing band with you? What are you doing?
Yeah, so I sort of took a break from playing different places, and we did do a few times we played at the River Rock this summer, which is fun. But we're not playing inside anywhere. I'm just kind of letting that ride, and I've just really been writing. And I really, really enjoy the singer-songwriter thing. And I've been writing my butt off, and I have a bunch of songs. So I'm going back in the studio in February.
Oh, good.
Oh,
And I got
okay.
about 10 or 15 of them. So, and then there's these old things that we were bringing up here. And
Yeah, what's that you have there, Bob?
Yeah.
So
Yes, Bob.
I have an album here that he gave me a long time ago called The Great Outdoors. And The Great Outdoors is one of my favorite songs he writes. This album I listen to all the time, and the acoustic on it that you play is so good. The Cloud has got a lot of guitar, like an electric
Yes.
guitar. I can't hear Mike's acoustic. And
Yes.
Mike is a great drop D player with acoustic guitar. So, and he wants it back, of course.
well, the good news is, Bob, is that that I'm driving the next bunch of songs that are going to come out.
Right.
We're not doing a CD. We're gonna produce them.
Right.
Fat and Gentleman and Adam and Asbury. So he'll engineer them, and then we're going to put them right up.
Right
and so
on
we're
the
gonna,
web,
we're going to load them right away.
You're going to do
Okay.
them like one at a time or a couple at a time?
Couple at a time, get them out.
Yeah.
Paul's going to get them done, and we're just one or two
You
at a
should
time.
put this up on Spotify. I listen to this on Spotify too.
all winter.
Yeah.
I certainly will.
We
certainly
started doing that this year with my original project.
Okay.
And we had done 2 albums, and it's just you kind of get stuck in what you grew up on.
Yeah.
Like I love albums to this day. I
Yeah.
love the whole album format.
Yeah.
But then you realize that
Right.
anyone under the age of 30 really doesn't equate to that at all.
They don't.
And they don't
You
even
know?
get CDs.
And
No.
and they don't even get.
Like, what
they-
is this thing?
You
Yeah,
know what the
why do we
scary
do
part
that?
is? Younger than that, they don't even get downloads. A couple of shows that we had up in Asbury Park, I was handing out download codes for people to download the songs for free,
Oh wow.
and they were like, "Oh, I don't want to have to download something.
Yeah.
They just want to stream."
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just, and I understand it. I mean, I stream Spotify all the time now.
We're on Spotify.
It's
We're on
Apple Music,
I Love This
Spotify.
Radio.
It's just a
iTunes.
different
iHeartRadio.
iTunes. It's
Amazon
a different,
Music,
iHeart.
YouTube,
Yeah, it's just a
iHeartRadio. We're
different-
on iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
So
too.
yeah, I'm on like 25 platforms. I don't
Yeah.
even know some of them.
Right.
And you know what's great about it is, I don't know, Apple doesn't give a lot of information, a lot of feedback back. Spotify seems to give, like, monthly, I'll get
Yeah.
a thing about where I'm getting plays from. And
Yeah.
like I was just looking at for December, and my original band is like having people in Sweden and Norway and Brazil,
Right.
and Spain and Alaska and California. I mean,
And we're the same way too.
and
I'm
I'm
the same
like-
way. They're all over the place.
it's
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Oregon.
know?
I met somebody in Oregon a few weeks ago that listens to and saw
Yeah.
our video that was on there too. My Happy Place.
Yeah, so,
That's a good song
so
too.
It's just
now I'm a
different thing.
country guy, and I like that My Happy Place because it's kind of very country.
Yeah.
and I like that one
Yeah.
too. That's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Well,
but I don't hear Mike's guitar so much. I want to hear that acoustic guitar. That acoustic guitar is
All right,
what
you have your
drives this
marching
stuff.
orders, Mike.
We do. So the one thing though that we are I'm very excited about doing is that there are on this CD here. There's 11 songs. There were 16 slated, but 11 made the grade on that. And but we're going to do a video for every one of them on that.
Really?
Cool.
So Hallelujah is just about ready to come out. It's going to be coming out in about a week.
Oh, cool.
Great.
The guy that's his hard drive. He's just waiting for a piece for the hard drive, but he's incredible at what he does. And so when that gets up and running, it'll be
Awesome.
ready, and that's going to go up on
YouTube?
On YouTube. I'm so excited
I
because
saw
I
that
saw
on-
the little
yeah.
prelim on it. It's really, I like it. It's
I saw it
really
on the
good.
album, and I was like, oh, I thought maybe you did a cover of the Leonard Cohen song.
Oh
Hallelujah.
yeah.
And because my original band, we just put out a cover of that
Yeah,
version
okay.
for the holidays.
Yes.
We wanted to put it out.
So if someone-
and so I was expecting to hear that, and I popped on. I was like, oh no, this is an original.
So there's actually an old Baptist church in Farmingdale that I just love this building, and even as a young man cruising out through those back rows of stuff, and I saw this, and it has 1861 written right on the front of it. And I got a hold of that minister, and I called him up one day. I said, "Hey, you mind if do we do a video there?" He's like, "No, whatever you want. The whole church is yours anytime during the week."
Wow.
Wow.
I said, "I'm in." So you know, Mike and actually my older son has a business called Osprey Perspective, and they are amazing. They shoot all over the place.
Really?
They're doing TV commercials now. They're doing some movie stuff. They just shot for the Indy 500 winner. They got a hold of Ryan, my son, and called him up and brought him to his private track in New York State for a private filming.
Yeah.
But they're the ones that are doing all my video work now.
Oh,
they're
great.
unbelievable. Great.
That's awesome.
I get the itinerary, where to stand, what to wear. It's nice. Follow the script, you know.
Exactly.
Hey, Dad, you know, you want to be over here a little bit. Let's do that again. No, put the harmonica away. Let's bring the guitar. Hold the beer. Let's put a lime in that.
So what's your plan for 2020?
2020. So in the meantime, I'm going to continue to write and sing.
And record.
And record, and you know, and do. I'm going to head back to Princeton again and do the cafe.
Artiste?
Not the Artiste. It's a cafe. What's the name of that place in Princeton? Cafe. Forget the name of it. It's a really, really nice place. I played it in July, and that's streamed all over the world. And there's like 3 TVs on you, and when you're done, they give you that DVD. Everybody gets a half hour, so there's 7 songs involved.
Cool.
That was super fun. I really enjoy that kind of a. That's when it's acoustic.
Yeah, that's good.
It's
Yeah, that's
acoustic.
good.
Well, get us a name of that place, because when we do the YouTube podcast, when it goes out, Bob will put up.
Cafe Improv.
There you go.
Cafe Improv.
So Bob will put up the picture.
And what's the date on it?
So that's going to be. I'm going to go back in July again. I'll get you the date.
Okay.
But I
Good.
will be playing at some Cafe Improv too in Asbury Park. There's one there now.
Cool.
That's I think February 24th.
And January, you said you're going to be at Cafe Artiste in.
Cafe.
Improv.
Improv in Island Heights.
Well, so the one in Island Heights, right? So that's the Artist Guild.
Right.
That's the Artist Guild, yeah. Really old sailor ship place, you know. Like they probably parked the boats in there back in the day, you know. Brought the herring in the 1600s, you know.
Wow.
So, Mike, we really appreciate you coming in. What is the best way for someone to learn more about you, to listen to all your stuff?
Well, they can follow me on Instagram. Do a lot on Instagram and Facebook, and
Spotify. He's on Spotify.
And I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Apple, all those platforms.
And I keep calling you Mike, but it's under Michael Baine.
It is under
Baine.
Michael Baine, yeah. And they can stream, you know, all that music through there.
Okay.
And we're just going to continue to put it up there too.
And the videos will be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's
so
great.
now a word from our sponsor, No Knot Necklace Carrier.
The Aloha Monkey Shorecast podcast would like to thank our sponsor, No Knot Necklace Carrier. How many times has your lady handed you a tangled mess of necklaces to unravel? Make both of your lives easier with No Knot Necklace Carrier, the perfect jewelry carrier for travel and home that keeps necklaces tangle-free. With plenty of room for all her accessories in 3 great designs, No Knot is the perfect gift or a must-have for traveling musicians. Visit noknotnecklace.com and grab yours for under $20.
So, happy holidays, everybody. Merry
All
Christmas.
right, happy holidays. Well, this is it. Almost. Can you believe 2019 is almost
The whole
done?
decade's over.
It's a decade,
It
right?
feels like the 90s were just here.
Oh my God!
You know what? I heard an interesting thing. They keep saying that the decade technically doesn't end until the end of 2020.
Oh, well, whatever.
Formalities.
Well, with that in mind, so we'd like to thank Mike again for doing the podcast today. It was really cool.
Thanks for having me
Michael
come
Baine.
in. This
Michael
is
Baine.
nice, yeah.
And please, if look up Michael Baine. If you want to catch Mike, he's on Facebook at Michael Baine. You can catch him on YouTube and all different online streaming media places to catch his album. New album is called The Cloud, and you'll be able to catch Mike in the local area, around the Jersey Shore area, in the beginning of 2020, January, February. If you want to know exactly where, please go to his Facebook site. And of course, there's Aloha Monkey, and we're closing out this year with our last gig at Marlin's on December 28th. And we're kicking off at 9 o'clock, and we welcome Mike. Come on down if you want to come and join us for a rocking night out. This is the
sounds
last
great.
gig of the year.
Nice.
And in honor of that, how about we, the 4 of us here, exit the show with a nice big aloha on 3. 1, 2, 3. Aloha! Woohoo!
For all things Aloha Monkey related, please reach out to us at alohamonkeyband.com. If you'd like to be part of our podcast series, email us at info@alohamonkeyband.com.